Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Hello, Hello podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. And today I have a familiar face, someone who has been on the podcast before, but is back to talk about some amazing things that are happening in our community. So thank you for being here, Dan Hayes.
Very good. Glad to be here. So Dan Hayes from the Community Foundation of the Dan River region. Excited to be here. Great things are happening in Halifax, as they should be.
Yes, absolutely. And you're doing a lot of work to make sure that happens.
Trying to, absolutely.
I'm really excited for everyone to hear what you have going on because you're raising funds and
Right.
your organization is raising funds to give back to Halifax County.
Exactly. That's the best way to describe it, I think. I guess, do you think everybody understands what a community foundation does? Or
Well, explain it.
Okay. A community foundation is an organization that is put together and people donate money, and we use that money to create funds and build up funds, and we invest that money. We don't spend that money, we invest that money and use the returns from the investments. Can I look at you? Very good. I apologize. I'm
Look
looking
at
them.
everyone.
I was telling them because I think you know about it.
I do.
So I was looking at them and saying, so then we invest the money and then use those returns to give grants to nonprofits and educational scholarships. So if someone makes a $50 gift, we don't spend that $50. We put that in an investment account, and then we use the investment from that to then give out a grant to the Paws and Claws or the food bank or the I've got a list. Or the Feed More, or the Girl Scouts, or the library, or Tri-County Community Action, or whatever it is. So our job is to work with individuals who are willing to be generous to the community and to create funds that then give back to that community. So that leads to the Fund for Halifax. And the Fund for Halifax was created, did I say 2004? Very good. It was created in 2004 so that it would be a fund that would only put money back into Halifax. And it doesn't go to, I think some people have some confusion thinking that, the government's going to spend all this money. Well, the government doesn't get to pick. We have a committee of highly distinguished and qualified people who know this community.
Correct.
And they're not people from Danville or Roanoke or Greensboro that are saying, I think what Halifax needs is a new sidewalk. It's people from Halifax or South Boston that say, we've had an application from the Paws and Claws, and they want to do support to help people to get a free spaying and neutering for their pets. And I think, and people in Halifax think that's important. So we say, okay, well, we'll write the check because people in Halifax said that's important. Does that describe that well?
Yeah,
Okay,
it describes it really well. And it really is just this fund is for Halifax County.
Right.
And explain to me how people can get involved in donating to this or getting involved in helping fill out applications for maybe they have a nonprofit.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, some people says, well, which nonprofit? So you're being too vague, Dan. Well, it's hard because it's all of them. So is it a nonprofit? Then yeah. We've got a couple of the nonprofits we've served in the past that are churches. They said, we'd love to be able to serve the community better by putting this to improve our ability to do childcare in the area. So any nonprofit in Halifax County can apply, and it's during June and July. They apply, and then it's to apply for money to be received in January of the following year. So
any initiative that they have coming up,
right,
they can apply for funds for.
Right, and we don't like to do operations. So if they can't call and say, well, just pay for our light bill for the next 6 months. We don't want to take away the autonomy and the ability to run itself of the organization. But if they had something awesome they could do, and if we just had $5,000 and we could do this awesome thing that would cause us to be able to serve the community better, that's what we get excited about. You're one of our readers, so does that fit what you look for when you look for
It
through
really
the grant
does.
applications?
And I think when going through applications, it is really awesome to know that everyone that's reading them is part of Halifax. And
Right.
so we do know what's going on and we love giving back. Everyone that is part of deciding truly cares about what happens in
They're all
Halifax County.
service-oriented people.
Yes.
They're people they're on all the boards. They know all
Hmm.
the people. They're on the Chamber of Commerce. They're involved in the community, and they know where the needs are. They know the people. They know who the people are that need the help.
And it's a very fair grading system
Good,
as well.
good. Okay,
So
excellent.
it's really good. So
Very,
if you ever wonder, oh, why this person got this much or this or that, it's very fair
very
when you're
good.
grading it.
I think one of the things people, one of the, well, I keep saying that. One of the other things people talk about is, well, applying for a grant is hard and it's complicated.
Mm,
We work really hard to make ours not complicated
that's true.
because the people that are reading them are not a federal organization in Washington.
Exactly.
It's people who have
Exactly.
full-time jobs and
Yes.
do 2 other jobs on the side.
Yes.
We need to make sure it's simple for our readers to be able to determine what's coming up and what's needed. Um, so that you don't have to spend all day looking at it. You can get down to the meat of it quickly.
And you said that application. So if you're a nonprofit, if you have a nonprofit and you're listening right now, applications are open. You said June and July?
Yep.
Okay. So June and July applications are open. And the reason we're sitting here today is
Yes.
because there's something big happening
It's very
this month.
exciting. It's so important to get every dollar that comes in causes that fund to grow and get
Mhm.
bigger and bigger, and to be able to serve more people. We say that anybody can apply, but at the end of the day, we've got a certain amount of money that we can give
Right.
out. So if 50,000 organizations applied, we can either give one organization $50,000, or we can give 50,000 organizations $1.
Mhm.
So we have to kind of determine that. So not everybody necessarily gets funded. Sometimes we have to pick and choose. I think this year everybody that applied did get some
They
money.
did.
So that was wonderful and exciting. So, but as an opportunity to help people to build some excitement about excitement and energy around what this fund can do and what's available, and how adding more to it helps. We've had a generous gift of $10,000 to match. Every gift that comes in up to $10,000 will be matched, so that the fund will grow by that much more. So everybody that donates $1 is actually donating $2.
Wow.
And so that's going to be a wonderful opportunity to get that to grow, so that we can then grant more money in the area. It's not something that people have to worry about. It's gonna, oh, you're just going to spend it right away on something that isn't important. It's going to be saved and invested, and it's going to make a difference forever. So that $2 that they donate from their $1 is going to live forever and serve Halifax County until long after we're both gone. And there's other people stepping up to take the leadership of that. So it's very exciting. So it's $10,000, and we've had some phone calls already. We've already had a few gifts that have happened,
Awesome.
but we're right close to $1,000 already. So, but we've got $9,000 more to go to be able to
Mhm.
take full advantage of that matching opportunity.
That's amazing. And so I want to know if we have someone watching or listening right now and they want to donate, they
Mhm.
want to match. What do they do? How do they do that?
They can go to our website. See, I wanted to make a piece of paper, but I don't know. Maybe I can say
I'll
this,
put it as
this
linked.
link right here,
Linked above.
right there. Go to see www.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if does anybody use that anymore.
I don't think so.
Okay, then we won't use that. cfdrr.org, and that's
Okay.
Community Foundation Dan River Region. cfdrr.org, and go on the top right-hand corner, click Donate Now, and then you can say that I want it to be for the Fund for Halifax.
Mm.
And whatever amount of money you can give. If you want to give online, you can do it online. If you want to send a check, the easiest way is to get our address is to go onto the website. And our address is on there. It's 541 Loyal Street in Danville, Virginia, 24541. And then right on the check, Fund for Halifax. And then we will donate. We will put it right into the Fund for Halifax, and it'll count towards that matching gift. Or if people want to do their own, if they want to add to
Yes.
it, so they could say, listen, for that first $5,000, I want to match it also, so it's actually 3 for 1. Or they could say, oh, I'm going to add $10,000 onto the end, and so that we'll go up to 20,000. The easiest thing to do is to call and say, Dan, this is what I want to do, and they can decide how they want to do it, and we'll put it all together for them. But the easiest thing to do is to call or email, and you can go to our website, cfdrr.org, and then scroll to the bottom, and the information's right there.
That's really awesome, and you can choose that if you want it to go into the Halifax Fund, but there are other options too I want everyone to know about because I think that's
Right.
really neat as well. Can you explain that if they have some money, they can kind of dictate what they want it to go to in other situations?
Yes. So they can donate to any of our funds.
Mhm.
So, and we've got 10 funds that focus
Mhm.
solely on Halifax County. I think 5 of them are regular funds, and then 5 of them are scholarships that go to students at Halifax County High School. Um, but if someone's got, and people do it for a minimum of $10,000, and they don't have to spend it all at once. They could take a couple years to do it. They can create their own fund, and they can say, "Listen, I want 20% to go to my church, and I want 20% to go to my favorite fire department, and then I want the other 60% to go towards what they're doing." It wouldn't be necessarily in the fund for Halifax, but that same committee would decide what it goes to. And so they can, and that can be any amount that they want to do. And people can use all the complicated things. If you've got a financial advisor or an accountant, you can go and say, "Listen, I've got these mandatory distributions that the government makes me do," and they say, "Well, if you give it to a charity, that you can do it tax free." So that they can do things like that to be able to manage some of that as well, or in any kind of complicated donation that they want to do. Sometimes people donate stuff that they don't want to give to their kids because it's going to be complicated
Yeah.
to deal with.
Yeah.
So they can do it that way, and make a fund that then does what they want to do forever.
Mhm.
So they can pick any nonprofit, or they can choose a scholarship. A scholarship is more. It costs $25,000 to do a scholarship. It's once we invest it, it then does a scholarship every year for about $1,000. Um, but they can choose whatever they want it to go to, and that's fun.
Yeah. That is really cool.
Uh, Especially an organization, if you've given your whole, a recent one is someone started a fund. She loves the prizery
Mhm.
and loves everything that they're doing and the youth programs, and she gives money to them every year. And she realized that if she started a fund, then that same amount of gift every year, she can make sure the prizery gets it
Yeah.
long after she passes away.
That's awesome.
So this thing that she loves, she knows it's going to get forever support for much longer than she will be around, and
Wow.
she can watch that happen. And you can do things too where you say, and after I pass away, I want you to tell my kids how much money is going there, so that they know that mom or grandma or granddad or grandpa or whatever chose that as important, and then they can add to it or start their own fund or whatever they'd like to do as well.
You guys are doing awesome things.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's
Yes.
exciting. It's a way to change the world one step at a time.
How does
So
that make you feel? And I know we talked about last time, but I don't know if everyone saw the episode. Like, how does that make you feel to do what you do? You're always giving back every day.
hey, Alyssa, you work so hard every day. Firefighters are my favorite example.
Yeah.
Firefighter Billy, you're willing to serve me and my community. You're willing to get up at 3 in the morning to come drag me out of my house because I was dumb to light a candle and leave it going all night. And they're willing to show up in the middle of the night, but they have to buy their own turnout gear. Well, that's crazy. Well, but the fire departments, then they apply to us and they say, "We've got this many new people and we'd like to get them turnout gear." Yeah, yeah, let's do that.
I love
So,
that.
that's exciting, and that's a
Yes.
wonderful opportunity to, why should they have to buy their own turnout gear if they're helping me?
Mhm.
So we get to do that for all those organizations, and how could you not feel good about that every day? Um, you know, these people, say, "Oh, well, free helping pet care, is that really a charitable need?" There's people that they live in their house and they're not able to get out, and they love their pet so much, and that their pet is what gives them joy in life. And man, I just can't afford a $600 bill. And
Mhm.
so every now and again, we're able to say that we've got this fund that'll help that. And that'll help that
Yeah.
to go. So you don't have to turn your dog over to
Mhm.
the pound.
Mhm.
You can continue to take care of it. So we're involved in other places where we partnered. No, that's a rabbit trail to go down. We're partnering with childcare organizations in the area to try and find ways to get more support for childcare. These are people that are sitting with my most prized
Yes.
possession.
Yes.
This thing that walks
Yes.
around and causes trouble and
Yeah.
makes a mess and yells and screams, but I love it.
Uh-huh.
And man, if this child care center, that's a nonprofit child care center, just had a slide, my kid would have a better time there. But they can't. I don't want them to charge me more.
Right.
This is a nonprofit child care center, and I'm not a wealthy person. I don't want them to charge people that need the help more. I want to be able to go to work and make a difference. And so this child care center can say, listen, if I just had $600, I could put this new playground piece of equipment in and go. So that kind of stuff is fun.
I
All day
mean,
long.
always giving back.
Yeah.
I admire it so much, and I thank you for
Yeah,
everything you're doing.
well, and
for the
thank you for being a
communities.
part of it.
Yeah.
It's a volunteer-run organization. My title is executive director, and so my job is to execute and direct the orders that the volunteers give me. So technically, I don't give anything away. So it's fun. I get to be the one that stands there and goes, "I've got a big check." But it all comes from what the volunteers say. No, this is important in Halifax, and I want this to go to Halifax.
Well, I really appreciate you spending time with us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And letting us know about this. For everyone that's watching and listening right now, what is one thing you would like them to know?
Please, I'd love for them to share the news. This is exciting stuff, and just tell people that it's out there. And if you have questions, the best way to find the answers is give me a call.
Yeah.
And let's talk about it. I'd rather not talk to you 10 o'clock at night, but if I have to, if you're up then and that's when you're working, if that's when you're solving the problem, I'll find a way. But call me at the office, 434-793-0884, and I'd love to talk with you and share with you exactly what it goes to. Can I run down the list of organizations?
Yes, run down.
So-
Who have, what organizations in Halifax have benefited from this?
So this is not a complete list. It's a partial list. But so the Southern Virginia Botanical Gardens, they got a gift this year. What's something that all plants need? Water.
Yep.
So that we gave them money to dig a well so that people can go in and then enjoy that the health that comes from hanging around plants and the learning that comes from that. The Prizery regularly gets money for child camps. To be able to, and the confidence that comes from getting involved with theater. Okay, if I do a description of all of them, we're going to be here well past. I'm going to burn out all the tape on the camera. Does it have tape in it? The Halifax County Museum, the Triangle Volunteer Fire Department, and the Tuberville Volunteer Fire Department, and there have been other fire departments too, but those are the most recent ones. Paws and Claws, Halifax County Paws and Claws, Feed More. They bring healthy food to the schools in town. Tri-County Community Action, they were this year also.
Yep.
They're doing supporting young women with maternal health.
Yes.
And that's something that's so needed in this area.
Is.
The hospital's working to bring that back, I know, but Tri-County Community Action's picking some of that up.
Yep.
And so we were able to support them. The Girl Scouts, the YMCA, Main Street United Methodist Church, the Good Samaritan, I don't know what that one is. Do you know what the Good Samaritan is?
Yeah.
What is that?
They help the Samaritans in the community, give food and clothes and
Okay,
stuff
good.
like that.
I didn't know that one. I apologize. Halifax County Emergency Services, Halifax County South Boston Regional Library, and the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. And those are just some of them that have received money in the past. We've been awarding grants since around 2004, and it's gotten to be more and more every year. And we're excited about how this matching gift program is going to be able to allow more grants to be able to go out to more organizations in the area.
So if you are part of a nonprofit.
You asked me to tell about that. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're part of a nonprofit, get your applications together. And if you need help, if they need help filling out the application, they can call you.
We encourage that.
Yeah.
Our grant and scholarship manager is really good at sitting down. Her name's Tracy. You should go ahead and call and ask for Tracy. Don't even ask for me. But sit down and talk to her and say, this is what I'm trying to do. And she'll say, here's a better way to word that.
Yep.
And this is what's important to the board right now. And wouldn't this be great? Another thing that really helps is if two groups partner together
Mm,
and say, we had one group that came to us and they said, we've got books and need kids. Another group came and said, we have kids and need books. So we partnered them
nice.
together and we're able to do one grant to go to both of them. So it's almost like getting $2 out of every $1.
Yeah.
So they were able to do that. So she can help with coordinating that some because everybody calls us and then we can say, you should talk to Alyssa.
Yeah. And you named off these, but like you said, it can be any nonprofit.
Any 501c3
Mhm.
organization or churches. Churches technically don't have to have a 501c3. And actually, governments can do it too, but that's a rabbit trail to go
Mhm.
down. We don't let them have money for things that governments should be doing.
Mhm.
It's usually for things like, man, if we could have a basketball net in this park, that would
Mm,
be so much better. And I don't know that we want to spend tax dollars on that all the time,
right.
but it'd be great for the community. Wouldn't that be
Mhm.
great in a park? So they can apply for that to go and help. Something that benefits the community over and above what tax dollars are supposed to be doing.
Get your applications, start filling them out. We have matches coming in. We
Yep,
have people donating. If you would like to donate, go to the website listed
exciting.
above. And again, I thank you for coming and talking to us about this.
Thank you. It's so important, and thank you for helping us reach out to all these nice folks.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for watching and listening today. I hope this inspired you to give back to the community that we live in. And we're going to come back next week. So you continue telling me who you'd like to see next. Continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things. And we will see you next week.